And here we are live.
Hey guys, we are
Not
not
live.
live.
Live in the recording studio.
Sergio gets mixed up.
Hey, at least I'm calling it Law and Disorder because I can see it like that big. I can see it right here. Law and
Hence the
Disorder.
sign, so you guys don't get confused.
Okay, drink all you bring all you can drink. I think I'm reading it backwards because it's like a mirror.
Come early, stay late.
So it's bring all you can drink all you can bring. Come on her what? Come on her what? I'm reading it backwards.
It says come early.
Oh.
Stay late.
Oh, okay. My bad. I ordered the sign.
Get your head out of your ass, Sergio.
I ordered the sign, but doesn't mean I can read. Law and Disorder. Live.
We
recording.
are not live.
From.
You've only had 2 beers.
Actually, my fourth, but thanks for counting, Mom. Dallas. We're in Dallas, Texas.
Deep Ellum.
Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be talking about 2, not just 1.
Celebrities.
Scandals.
Celebrity scandals.
Scandalous celebrities.
What everyone loves to talk about.
That's what this show loves to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I predicted a couple of weeks ago, actually a couple of months ago, that there would be an A-lister, like a big A-lister that would get hit with this whole scandal stuff, sexual harassment. So, does this count? Is James Franco big enough? Or
Well,
is he still not there?
I don't know if they've proved it yet, right? It's still all just speculation.
It's true. Well, so what happened with James Franco, Mr. Franco? What happened to this gentleman?
Well, from what I read in the few articles that I read, he directs and produces some of his own movies, some of his own plays, things like that.
He's really artsy. He's super artsy.
Yeah. But several women have accused him of sexually inappropriate behavior.
Now, like what?
So, some things, I know some of the girls who were actresses in some of his plays or some of his productions said that he was forcing them to, take all their clothes off, perform these sexual acts that they did not want to do.
On him or just?
No, to another actor,
Oh.
Part of the movie. If, there's a sex scene, there's a sex scene. Or if they...
So he was like a voyeur.
A what?
A voyeur, like a peeping Tom, like he wanted to see it.
That's what they're thinking. But he was wanting these girls to do this, and a lot of them said no, we don't want to do that. That's not what we signed up for. You didn't tell us this was happening. And then he proceeded to say that they were horrible actresses, and real actresses can play the part and does what the director says. And some of them were pressured into doing it, even though they didn't want to.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they wouldn't get paid if they didn't do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's gotten a lot of flack, and for example, every year the Oscars have a Vanity Fair has like an Oscars cover on the magazine, and they have like a lot of the big nominees on the or people who were big in movies that year on the cover, and apparently they photoshopped them out. Like they took the pictures weeks before this happened, and then they ended up just photoshopping him out. So, I mean, it's big enough to where he's getting taken out of magazines because they're afraid of the flack they're going to get.
No company, I know as a company, I would not want that, representing. I don't want to be the person to represent that. I know it hasn't been proven guilty yet, so I know you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but it's just the stigma of it. I think it's 5 women are accusing him as abusing them as an acting teacher and a mentor. And
so he's not like Weinstein category yet of like 142?
No. I don't think he's, he hasn't raped anybody. That's not what they're saying. He hasn't raped them. He hasn't had sex with them, but he forced them to do sexual activities that they did not want to do.
Okay, so then segging...
Not on him, but in general.
In general, segging into that.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, girl? What's up, man?
Hey, guys.
They're just hanging out. She's got a really cool outfit on.
Yeah, I like it. She's rocking that skirt, yeah.
Aziz Ansari, comedian Aziz Ansari. Aziz Ansari?
Aziz, yes.
Aziz.
Like disease, but
some
Aziz.
Girl, this was probably 2 weeks ago. She posted something online. I don't know what entity she posted it on.
Can I find it?
You can while I jabber.
Sure.
Apparently, she posted her experience on a date with him. Like she met him and she went on a date with him, and I guess they went on a date. They went to dinner or whatever. Then they came back to his place and they started fooling around, having fun, whatnot. And at some point, she got uncomfortable with it.
Okay.
So then, I think he kind of stepped back and was like, well, hey, if you're uncomfortable, let's, we can go watch a movie, we can hang out. And then at some point she left, and at some point, I guess after the fact, she blasted him for whatever happened. So I guess they're saying that this is kind of the new norm in dating. I mean, me personally, from my time when I was dating, I would see it more as just a bad date. Like, you guys got together, it wasn't whatever you thought it was, or it wasn't for her what you thought it was. Go home, call it a day.
That's the point of dating. You gotta try it out and see if it works between two people. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
But I mean, I'm saying like the physical part.
Yeah, there's got to be chemistry.
If there's a physical part and it's not working, then you just kind of say, hey, all right, cool. You don't want to do this? Let's go watch some Netflix and whatever. So did he do anything wrong?
Well, apparently they had oral sex, is what I'm reading from this article.
Okay.
From this article.
Again, I'm going off of it's been a while and I've had some.
Apparently consensually performing oral sex on her.
Okay, he performed it on her.
Yes.
Okay.
Eventually overcome by her emotions at the way the night was going, she told him, all you guys are the same, and left crying. Blah, 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 blah.
So she had a bad date. She had a bad experience.
Yeah. But didn't you said that you read somewhere that she said, no, I do not want to have sex, and they did not have sex.
Right. So again, now that we know that there was oral sex involved, if somebody were to do that to you, if you were on a date and you guys got to that point where, let's say you want him to do that, but then after he starts doing it, you're like, nah, I'm not really feeling this. Mm-hmm. So then you just shut it down. And the guy shuts it down with you. The guy's like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't want any problems. Mm-hmm. Has he done his part? I mean, is there much more he can do?
If I did not want him to start that in the first place, I would have said no right away. Never would have gotten to that point.
I know, but what I'm saying is that if you guys got to that point and
decided I wanted to stop,
and as a person, either male or female, you have the right to say no. You have the right, even after you start, to say, you know what, I'm changing my mind. Mm-hmm. I have that right. You have that right. So if you said that and said guy stops, I mean, what else is he supposed to do? Has he done his job? I mean, he's done what he's supposed to do, right? He's done it the right way.
Yeah, he stopped. Like, he respected your choice and your decision and stopped. It doesn't matter when you say no. You said no. It doesn't matter at what point you say it.
And what matters is he stopped.
Yeah, and he stopped.
So what did he do wrong?
He didn't do anything wrong. He did exactly what you're supposed to do.
So I guess the question is this the new normal in dating? Like, if you do that and it stops all of a sudden because you had a bad date, he's a bad guy? Because she could have stopped for 100 different reasons. I mean, she could have done it. Maybe she's just broke up with her man and she did it. She's like, no, I feel bad. Or maybe he started doing it and he wasn't any good, and she thought about it. She's like, oh, it's not worth it. I don't want to mess with it anymore. Mm-hmm. Or for whatever. Maybe she just felt guilty or whatever. She wasn't uncomfortable for whatever reason. If she says no, that's it, right? I mean, it's just like if he said no.
Yeah.
If he started and was like, well, maybe I don't want to. I mean,
it goes both ways,
because it does go both ways.
Everyone talks about equality. Well, guys can say no too.
If he had started doing it and for whatever reason he didn't like it, he can stop. And if she's like, oh, well, come on, I want you to finish this for me. Well, he said no. After that, he's kind of like against his will, or he's doing it against his better judgment. So I don't know if I would fit him in the category of a bad dude. If anything, he's probably a better dude because he stopped.
Yeah, he should be an example.
He didn't coerce her into like, oh, let's keep going, it'll get better, whatever. So, but it's big enough for him to get flack about it. I mean, she put it out there, she blasted him on wherever she did, but I mean, I guess I just don't understand. I don't always understand the logic behind this. I don't always understand. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of bad guys out there that have done a lot of stuff, and we just, James Franco, whatever he was accused of, and your Harvey Weinsteins of the world, and your all Kevin Spacey, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't know. It's like you're almost trying to put him in that. You're trying to categorize him with all them, and it's like night and day what he did, in my opinion. Maybe, and I'm a guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you're a girl. You're the one that your opinion counts more than mine on this scenario.
And to be honest, I didn't do research on this topic before we got here, so I'm reading all these articles. I don't know which ones are true. I always try to make sure the resources I reference are true
because we want to be
correct.
reputable.
Because I'm reading the article that I think the girl wrote. I think they're calling her Grace. That's not her real name. And she's saying that like they had dinner and like he rushed to the dinner to get her home to his apartment, and he started like kissing her right away and like touching her in places, and obviously pointing towards he wanted to have sex.
But I guess my question is, did she shut him down?
She kept saying, no, let's slow down a little bit. She didn't say a firm, no, I'm not doing anything with you. She was like, let's just, take it slow. Let's take it easy. And so I guess instead of going straight to sex, he's like, okay, let's start with oral sex or something like that. But I think, as a girl, either you want to do it or you don't. Is what I've taken from girls that I've known and stuff like that. And if you don't want to do it, you have to say no right away. And it's not just no to sex, it's no to, if you don't want to do anything, it's say no, I'm not doing anything.
Well, and I guess
she didn't say that.
I guess that's the thing I was reading somewhere, is that you're giving him a hard time because he wasn't a mind reader. If you tell me let's slow it down, and again, that
doesn't mean no.
You're telling me, okay, let's slow it down. You're telling me, yeah, there's still you're not giving me a hard no.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me slow it down. And if you keep telling me slow it down, then you're still not telling me no.
Mm-mm.
But how is he to know that your slow it down means no?
Exactly. I think no means no matter who you are, what you're doing. No
and
is
I
an
agree.
overall no, but slow it down means different things to different people.
Yeah, slow it down doesn't mean no.
Mm-mm. So I think that's, and I'm not saying she's not a victim and Aziz Ansari is not a victim, but in my mind, she should have said no right away. You can't say, oh, let's slow it down, or let's do something else, or blah, blah, blah.
It's kind of like guilt falls two ways.
Yeah.
Because she's guilty because she didn't voice her opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't voice that hard no. He's probably wrong in the regards that maybe he didn't read the signs.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's not a mind reader.
Nope.
And it's hard to, I'd love to hear his side of the story, because if she kept doing things to him to make him think that she still wanted it, then yeah, it's hard to say slow down.
Yep. It's such a touchy topic, and it's, it doesn't matter who we choose. Someone out there is going to think we're in the wrong, and it's just such a complicated situation. We don't know who's in the wrong. We don't know who's in the right. I think there's faults on both parts.
We weren't there.
Only them two were there. And, to be honest, I don't know who this girl was. I know her name's not Grace. They're just calling her that. Honestly, she could have just done this. As a girl, I know that we tend to, emphasize things that make them sound bigger than what they were.
Like
exaggerate things. And so it's possible that she's exaggerating a lot of stuff, especially since she was with a celebrity, and posting this would, get her 15 minutes of fame. Who knows?
But if that's the case, that really is a shame, because you're hurting a guy's reputation.
Yeah.
And if he didn't really do anything. And again, we're not saying who's wrong, who's right. There's a lot of this going on right now. And there's a lot of it that's really wrong, that laws were broken and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think laws were broken here? No. Do I think it was just a bad date?
It even says that Aziz was quoted saying, "It was true that everything did seem okay to me, so when I heard that it was not the case for her, I was surprised and concerned." Exactly. He's not a mind reader, you guys. And girls can put on a face. She might have looked like, oh yeah, let's just take things slower on the outside, but I'm still okay. But inside, she could have been going, no. He's not gonna know. So.
And from a guy's standpoint, we've done it. I'm sure I've done it, where we're like, I really don't want to. You kind of just maybe you realize that the 10 you brought home is more of a 2, and But guys are
sobered
different.
up a little bit.
Guys are different. Guys very rarely are just going to shut it down. Guys are just going to be like, all right, let's just take it easy and, let's turn off the lights instead of leaving the lights on. But yeah, guys are still going to do it most time. I mean, obviously with consent, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes you run into scenarios where maybe you don't want to do it, but as a man, you feel like you need to do it. Like you can't finish. You need to finish what you started or whatever. But I'm sure I've got some regrets on my some of my regret notches on my headboard. Probably got more regrets than I do not. But it's like this wall is regrets, and this area the size of my phone is my non-regrets. It's probably how it works.
Well, that was a touchy topic.
I know. Look at us getting all...
I think our next video should be about something. Our next topic is going to be not so dramatic. It'll be... Well, I don't know how dramatic. This next topic could get real dramatic depending on who you are.
It's very true. It's very true. So, we're always here doing different topics. And again, we're in Dallas.
Deep Ellum.
Deep Ellum, the music capital of Dallas, Texas. We are like right here. There's a sidewalk with people that walk by and like bands hauling gear to the gig next door. Like there's music venues all around us. So, it's exciting. I'm excited to be here.
I like it.
So,
all right.
yeah, we are here. And, our camera
I think it's still recording.
Our camera's dying.
We just got to end it. We got to end it.
We got to end it because we're running out of battery.
Yeah.
So, Law and Disorder, I'm Sergio.
I'm Caitlin.
And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.